Hello. In this video, I'll talk about concretely my research proposal for the program Self-Righteousness, and like if you have some feedback. So, in my research proposal, I want to have just one aim for the PhD. I want to mention that I'll inquire about one question, and um, then everything else comes around. So the question which I want to set it for the proposal is, um, that is self-righteousness really bad? So it's very obvious that um, it is considered as vice, and the project in which I'm applying, that also consider it uh, to be a vice, um, something bad virtue. But I would like to raise this question: whether is it really bad self-righteousness? And uh, um, also then the whole context would change, first of all, because uh, this this project also uh, focuses on combating it. So first it assumes that it um, is something bad, and then we should combat it. It's bad for society, it's bad for everything. But I would like to, because as a philosopher, just like accepting the assumption doesn't seem right. So I would like to question the assumption in a way and put it in a different context. So that's like one question which I want to explore: is it really bad? And then what are some other important things I can do? Uh, what would be my main arguments to prove my position or support my position? So I want to take the position that it is not uh, really bad. So I want to argue in this direction that self righteousness is not a bad thing or bad virtue. Okay, good. The question is clear, the position is clear. Now, how I can uh, prove it, or let's say, uh, how can I support this thesis, which I need claims and arguments. I need claims and arguments for this. And first thing I wanted to mention as a fact, that being self righteous has evolutionary reasons, but this is more like explanation, not like support to my position, isn't it? So using this like fact or observation, what I can say that probably it uh, first of all, why something is uh, like natural or evolutionary, has evolutionary reasons. So for us to be self-righteous has the evolutionary reason. So maybe I can use this fact um, in support of my bigger thesis in this following sense. I can probably say that if something is natural, um, then or naturally, if something naturally happens, uh, then maybe it's not bad completely. If, let's say, human uh, human are naturally, let's say, angry beings, then I agree that anger is bad, and so I cannot support both those theses by saying someone might say, okay, anger is okay, we have reasons, evolutionary reasons to be angry, but it's not good. We should control it. Similarly, my opponent might say self righteousness. We might have evolutionary reasons for being self righteous, but it's not something good. Then how will I respond? Um, how will I respond? I don't know. I'll have to think here. Or maybe I can say that at least it's not obvious that it's as bad as like someone might think that it's so bad that just the removal of this completely removal of this is suggested and nothing else. And what else I can say to support my thesis? That's not that bad. Maybe I can provide some examples of society of or an individual or society or some let's say political party or some phenomenon in this world which suggest and uh, prove that being self-righteous helps um, society. It can help, it can further. For example, political parties are always think that they they do not just think they're self-righteous and whatever their like values and whatever they say claim uh, a worldview, they they actually believe in it, right? um, let's say if I take example of Indian politics, then okay, it's too bad. Let's take example of US political party. That's always better. Everyone knows about it. So Democrats have their own worldview and Republicans have their own worldview, and they think that they are right. And they should think that they are right. It helps them win such a big phenomenon. It helps them win their votes and help run the country. So maybe it's not that bad. So by two by these two um, kind of reasons. First one is that it has evolutionary reasons why we are why we think or why we are self-righteous, because um, we uh, it has advantage over um, it has survival advantage or it has evolutionary advantage. If we see the history, right, it's bad, but it's a fact. There are a lot of facts which someone might find very controversial, and but if we consider the law of like Darwin's law or Darwin's theory that the survival of the fittest, or it has this some connection that the people who think that they are right uh, are in they are right in their values and with their principles and all, it helps them live their life with some values, and so to some extent it's like important that people think that they are right. Otherwise how would um, how would someone like conduct anything. Yeah, it's like it's bad if you don't um, consider other people's opinion valuable, but self-righteousness also means that you take or you appreciate your own value. The second point or reason which I wanted to use or I can use to support my thesis is that uh, just providing example of something or a phenomenon taking place in the society that um, how it is advantageous, how it helps society, people, and then say that it's not as bad as we think. These are two um, reasons which I could use. And what else? I would like to think who are some philosophers who have said about this. Um, I think first philosopher who comes to my mind in this context is Nietzsche, Friedrich Nietzsche. I think he would be someone who would think along these lines that uh, having your own values and adamantly believing in them and defending it at any cost is important because it shapes you, defines you. So, and not taking other people's opinion as as valuable. If you want to, let's say, become Superman or something like that, then it's important. He would also say in Beyond Good and Evil that uh, that uh, um takes the example of slave morality and master morality. That it's earlier um, earlier those like virtues uh, like killing or self, things like self-righteousness used to be valuable. These were masters morality and like forgiveness and being humble, and these things were the values and virtues of slaves. But then because of the rise of Christianity, this whole thing got reversed, and uh, these values, like values of weak people in a sense, or slaves, started becoming more popular, and virtues by masters, like people who excel at things like politicians and kings, they those values started um, having bad like bad reputation. So if you take these analysis of Nietzsche, I think it makes sense that why self-righteousness could be something nice, because virtue of masters and excellent people, if one has to excel and become superior or achieve great things, then they have to some extent believe that they are right, their values are right, and other people's values, they shouldn't take other people's values so seriously, and to some extent um, shouldn't like accept whatever the other person is saying. Otherwise, I mean, it's like very fundamental thing that if you believe in one thing, then you cannot also believe in other thing, right? So if you believe that killing is right and other person, B person is saying that killing is wrong, then how you shouldn't believe that. If you like actually believe and actually want to live your life up to this principle, then you shouldn't believe. And also there are a lot of disadvantage I would like to draw of being like opposite of self-righteous. um, you just end up accepting everyone's view, and it's create chaos and confusion, and then you don't believe in anything. Like Aristotle says that if you love more a lot of people, then you don't love anyone. Similarly, if you believe in a lot of opinions about some matter, then actually you don't believe in anything. So it's good to be like self-righteous, thinking that what I believe is right. Yeah, so maybe when it comes to the question of which philosophers I can read, and these two philosophers come to my mind, Nietzsche very, very prominently. In any like other non-Western philosophers, have they said something about this matter? I think um, maybe non-dual philosophy. It's like one Indian philosophical school, non-dualism. It might support my thesis in some way, not very directly, but maybe in some way. For example, they believe in one reality, and they believe that like I am, I'm like Brahman, or the I'm consciousness, pure consciousness, or something like uh, that. So I can use or draw some helpful remarks from this philosophy, that it says that you are only the like real person, conscious person, and they use the word Brahman, it's like pure consciousness. You kind of you know your reality, not like others. You so and you don't have access to other realities. It's like non-dual. Reality is non-dual, and they just like kind of one reality, and that is you. In some sense, it's fine to believe that I'm like right. So maybe I can somehow use this philosophy to support my thesis. Who else has talked about this matter? I think this would be enough for the proposal. Just laying down the question clearly, and then uh, saying that I would like clarifying my position on this matter, and then arguing actually by providing helpful reasoning why self-righteousness is not so bad, and also using the philosophy of Nietzsche, because he would be like in favor of this like self-righteous value or his philosophy. So yeah, this would be enough. Thanks for listening.